Hello folks, I'm just reading through Markopolos, Certified Financial Accountant and Certified Forensic Accountant, maybe, CFA and CFE. Don't know what CFE is. Anyhow, I'm just reading through it, and he runs gefraud.com, so you can go there. But the actual report, I'm reading it from CNBC, and it's a 175-page document which is on this article titled "Read the full report from the Madoff whistleblower accusing GE of an Enron-like fraud." So you can follow along as I'm reading it if you wish. So the synopsis is, this is my accounting fraud team's 9th insurance fraud case in the past 9 years, and it's the biggest, bigger than Enron and WorldCom combined. Now, I will say that this is speculative at the moment, but let's see where it rolls. In fact, because actually I've just been looking at some of the videos, and Leslie Steidman looks rather nervous. She is the auditor controller of GE, and she says she's been in the job a full 8 months and is, the expert on the matter. Whereas this, well, I suppose he's a CPA, isn't he? He's a certified public accountant, if he's accounting for the public. Markopolos, as he says, this is his accounting fraud team's 9th insurance fraud case. Now, the thing is, with frauds, obviously, it has to be proven that there was a will to defraud. And in American law, that can be 20 years in prison. Now, without that will to defraud, it still can be fraudulent because, there's still like, oh, well, we wasn't willing to defraud anyone, but there's still culpability to be had when the books are cooked. And it does seem like the books are cooked when we read through what this Markopolos is putting forward, which is what I'm going to address in this maybe short video. So it says, in fact, GE's $38 billion in accounting fraud amounts to over 40% of GE's market capitalization, making it far more serious than either of the Enron or WorldCom accounting frauds. Enron CEO Jeff Skilling resigned on August 14, 2001. Enron was downgraded to junk status on November 28th and filed for bankruptcy. Now, the girl there, Pickers, sorry, I can't remember the first name, on CNBC, she's been told not to take a vacation for September. So I think with what the world's seeing with the US-China trade deal argument thing, there's a lot at stake, and with something like this popping up just right now with GE, who knows where it could go. I can see Wall Street taking a big kicking if a lot of these forensic accountants get the gumption and start dissecting the financial reports. And from this report, it seems to me like Markopolos is outlining how to do it. I mean, it's a 175-page document, and you can read it free online, so it's out there. It's being submitted to the law enforcers, and they've taken it favourably, so they're reading through it and they understand forensic accounting to the highest levels. So let's see how it rolls out, and let's see what is laid out here that I can explain. Here I have a limited amount of experience in reading these comprehensive annual financial reports, and this is an actual forensic accountant's report on GE's 2018, I think, or 2017 annual report. So, onwards. So, on March the 11th, 2012, WorldCom received document requests from the SEC the Securities Exchange Commission, related to its accounting and loans to officers on April the 30th, CEO Bernie Ebbers resigns regarding his $400 million in personal loans from the company. Then on June 25th, CFO Scott Sullivan is fired before WorldCom files Chapter 11 on the July 21st. It's been 17 years since WorldCom, so we're long overdue for something like GE. As you read our slide deck, you'll see that GE utilizes many of the same accounting tricks as Enron did, so much so that we've taken to calling this the GENRON or GENRON case. To prove GE's fraud, we went out and located the 8 largest long-term care LTC insurance deals that GE is counterparty to, accounting for approximately 95% or more of GE's exposure. Either these 8 insurance companies filed false statutory financial statements with their regulators, or GE's financial statements are false. We'll show you the losses from each reinsurance arrangement in both dollar losses and percentage losses and let you determine who is telling the truth. We paid to use the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, the NAIC, and AM Best databases to access these 8 insurers' statutory financial statements filed with the relevant state insurance commissions. What they revealed was GE was hiding massive loss ratios, the highest ever seen in the LTC insurance industry. Now, my input here is, how is this allowed to happen? Okay, I'll continue on with the document. Along with exponentially increasing dollar losses being absorbed by GE. Now, I've been making comments, this is me again now outside of the document, I've been making some comments on the, it's breaking news right now on CNBC, and in the comment section, there's a lot going on there, and a lot of people are asking, like, this or that, questions about the thing, but top and bottom is, corruption has got into the corpocracy, and the corpocracy has got cozy with the corruption, so it's become a culture, and, something like Harry Markopolos could be a turning point, especially at this juncture where Israel is sat in the middle between US and China, dictating, where the power play is going to go and causing all the friction in the trade deals. If you follow my channel, I'll get more on that, but that's a fundamental point of where I'm going with my research into reading these reports on, forensic accounting of the CAFRs, the Comprehensive Annual Financial Reports. So the GE Capital Insurance unit with the largest losses is Iraq, and that unit's average policyholder's age is now 75. The losses in this unit led to GE's unexpected late 2017, early 2018 $15 billion reserve hit. Unfortunately, the fast approaching 5-year age group between 76 to 80 will see a 77% increase in LTC claims filed, which will see GE's losses increase several fold. We expect to soon see loss ratio of 750% to 1000% or more on some of GE's reinsurance agreements. Now, I think that Markopolos has explained how for every premium dollar of profit that GE makes, it's losing over $5. So that's not a sustainable equation for GE. So he predicts that they'll go into bankruptcy within the 4 months, which is why he's named Enron and WorldCom as being the template that GE is following. According to industry data, approximately 86% of GE's LTC claims are ahead of them, and the accompanying losses are growing at an exponential and unsurvivable rate. And here's the reason why I made this video, this one paragraph. Of the 29 billion in the new LTC reserves that GE needs, $18.5 billion requires cash immediately, while the remaining 10.5 billion is a non-cash GAAP charge. That's general accepted accounting principles, which accounting rules require to be taken no later than 1 quarter 2021 or 1 QTR 2021. These impending losses will destroy GE's balance sheet, debt ratios, and likely also violate debt covenants. Unfortunately, GE has almost no cash, so they had to request special forbearance from the Kansas Insurance Department. This is key. This is key. And that's a KID. To be able to fund their January 2018 $15 billion reserve increase over a 7-year time horizon. So the odds of them being able to fund $18.5 billion in new cash reserves is doubtful. And the new cash obviously comes from the customers. What's even more doubtful is GE becoming cash flow positive in 2021, as management would have you believe. Well, I've just watched Leslie Seidman there, and she looks fairly, she looks like someone facing 10 to 20 years. GE's cash situation is far worse than disclosed in their 2018 10K. Okay, so the CAFR is the 2018. In fact, once GE's 9.1 billion accounting fraud tied to its Baker Hughes GE BHGE acquisition is accounted for, GE only had $495 million in cash flow from operating activities in 2018, and it ended the year with minus 20 billion in working capital after we accounted for the 38 billion in accounting fraud. GE's debt to equity ratio goes from 3-to-1 ratio it reported at the end of the second quarter 2019 to a woefully deficient 17-to-1. So Markopolos says, my team has spent the past 7 months analysing GE's accounting, so we believe the 38 billion in fraud we've come across is merely the tip of the iceberg. Oh, to put it into perspective, $38 billion in accounting fraud is over 40% of GE's market capitalisation. Well, that's a reiteration. And we know we only found a portion of it. If you love analysing accounting fraud as much as we do, we're sure you'll find our slide deck a gripping read. So I'll leave this video at that because I see how well received it is, and if it gets well received, I'll continue with this document report. Thanks for joining. Ciao.